Hey Priyansha,
Hey Sumit,
so how are you doing in this difficult time of COVID-19?
fine. Just trying to adjust to all the social and economic changes around the world. What about you?
Yes, me too. And recently I discovered the term economic moat in the newspaper.
Yes, I too came across this term and wanted to discuss more about it. So, would you like to start by elaborating on what an economic moat is?
Yes, sure. Simply put, an economic moat is the presence of a distinct and a massive advantage that a company has over its competitors. In layman terms, it is an absolute advantage to generate profits over competing firms.
Yes, this is an interesting area of study.
Do you have any idea how does it derive its meaning from literal castle and moat?
Yes, well, a castle is surrounded by dirt filled with muddy water, crocodiles, etc. And this region is called moat. Its primary function is to provide absolute protection to anything from entering the castle. This can be seen in the economic sense also. A castle is the business and moat is its competitive advantage. This moat makes sure that competition is not even existent and no invasion is possible.
True, but most of the people do not know about this term.
Exactly. So, who should know this term?
An economic moat is an investment term that any active investor must understand, as it gives him the ability to identify the company with exceptionally large profits through competitive advantage.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know how can one identify the economic moat?
Yes, to identify an economic moat, we need to understand the source of such large profits. These could be because of a new product or a new marketing channel or a new improvement in existing product. Monopoly is an important determinant of moats.
Yes, monopoly is an interesting point as it is not easy to gauge.
Correct. So, according to you, what are the important ingredients of a moat?
A company needs to have something special and unique. It can be something not produced before or something not marketed in a way before. Innovation that is in the right direction is the perfect mantra. The product or service of the company must be unparalleled and something that users love to buy. Also, as a competitor in such a market, you can create something similar to Moat but not the Moat product. For example, iPhone is a kind of moat. Designs have been made very similar, but its operating system and the look, coupled with the brand value, are not matched by any enterprise till now.
Right, that makes a lot of sense justifying the kind of monopoly Apple has.
Yes, exactly. So, Priyansha, do you have any idea about the different types of moats? Something to differentiate certain characteristics?
Yes, I do. Moats do have types. I can list some of them for you.
Yes, sure.
The different types of modes can be classified as firstly, low cost modes, abnormally low price goods that may be made possible due to economies of scale. For example, Walmart or Amazon as well. Secondly, high switching cost. This means that the user finds it monetarily expensive to leave a brand for a particular good or service. For example, a specific doctor in your locality, even if he charges high due to already locked in trust, you're not happy switching to another.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. That's what I would prefer to.
Yeah, true. And that brings us to the third type, which is network effect. When the value of a good or service increases because of existing new customers as they use that good or service. For example, eBay. As more and more people buy and sell, they earn more revenue. Lastly, we have intangible assets. These include copyrights, patents, etc., which prohibit other firms from producing the same goods.
Okay, that was quite comprehensive. Will take me some time to retain all this information.
Yes, so put simply, can you infer what accounting term suggests an economic mode?
The answer is simple. A very high gross profit suggests a moat. A company manufacturing phones, for example, manufactures it in $100 and sell it for 1000, so it will certainly have an outsized gross profit.
Yes, not as easy as it sounds though.
So, well, who was the one who popularized the term economic moat?
It was one of the most renowned investor, Warren Buffett, who popularized the term economic mode, as he believes that great companies are those who have sustained competitive advantage, using which they can have very large profits.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, so to conclude the discussion, do companies develop economic modes very quickly or over a long period of time?
So, Warren Buffett says that every economic moat is different, and some might be so innovative that they develop a competitive advantage almost instantly, like Microsoft, which gained a high competitive advantage when it made the Microsoft Office 365, while some companies develop a competitive advantage over a slightly longer period of time, like McDonald's, which began to open one restaurant after the other and gradually became a fast food giant.
Yes, that makes it a diverse concept. This was indeed a very informative and interactive discussion we had on economic modes. Thank you so much, Sumit.
Thank you, Priyansha. It was really great talking to you about this topic.